Howdy ho, you handsome hunk. Grab a snack and gain some chunk. If your day is great or really sunk, we hope to help you shake the funk. So if you're good to hear some junk, buckle up, it's the Junk Monk Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Junk Monk Podcast. I'm your host Kandyce Sloan, who you know from Instagram at Hardens and Hardhats.
And I'm Noah, your co-host, you know from Right Now.
If this is your first time listening, let us fill you in. We are watching and reviewing every episode of the USA hit TV show Monk right here each week.
And we're going to do so while eating a little bit of junk. So I've got my junk food here, which is some cereals mixed together, but they're not like in cereal action. There's no milk.
Yeah, there's no milk. We didn't want any more soggy ice cream milkness in the studio. So I actually got this for us because in their pantry, they have this really cool, it's kind of nostalgic for me because I only had this when I was in college. And they have the cereal dispensers that have all different kinds of cereal. You just take your bowl and go down. They have one of those in their pantry. And they're all labeled, like Cheerios, Honey Nut, bunches of oats. So I got the Frosted Flakes and the Cheerios. Also, you must know, I've seen every episode of Monk. I'm a huge fan, started watching in about 2007, and for the most part, watched it as it aired.
I've seen season 1 and those we've done on the show, and a few scattered here and there in different seasons.
So, if you're ready to start the show, Toby, take it away.
Here's what happened. This is Mr. Monk Visits a Farm, season 5, episode 14. Here's what happened. In the opening scene, we see Randy's uncle Harvey on his farm caring for his prized pig, Nadine. His neighbor, James Belmont, enters the barn with an offer to pay for his silence about some mysterious crops on his property. Disher refuses to be bought off, and Belmont concedes. But next, we see James at the local square dance, and after the lights short out for a moment, he claims to have heard a gunshot and insists the sheriff checks it out. She does, and half a mile up the road, Nadine is lying in the road, and Uncle Harvey shot dead from an apparent suicide with his pickup truck plowed through a barbed wire fence. Meanwhile, we see Randy screwing up big on the job by rushing into the wrong hotel during a bust, and as a result, he turns in his badge. It's serendipitous to him that he had just inherited his uncle's farm, and he sees the opportunity to move on from cop life. Upon his arrival to the farm, he quickly becomes suspicious that his uncle's death isn't suicide and brings Monk onto the case. Monk agrees about the circumstances, especially how Belmont heard the shots from so far away. So he goes undercover at Belmont Farms and quickly learns about his secret fields of marijuana and finds his motives. In a pseudo-drug-induced panic, Monk cracks the case wide open with one more clue, the evening sprinklers. But he saves the big reveal for Randy to explain the next day. First, the deer. There were deer all around the scene because they were licking the salt off the pavement near the crashed pickup truck. This was a result from salt licks that Belmont had used to jack up Harvey's truck. He had turned on the ignition, let the wheels spin, and when the sprinklers kicked on at 8 p.m., they melted the salt licks and sent his truck barreling through the fence. Harvey and Nadine's murders were both staged, and they knew it. They just needed proof. Randy comes up with his final clue all on his own. The keys in the ignition. They would prove that Belmont was the last person to drive the truck. He's busted in the end, and Lieutenant Disher heads home to San Francisco and returns to his badge.
That was Mr. Monk Visits a Farm.
Woohoo!
That was kind of a fun one.
That was a fun one. Very Randy-centric episode.
It was.
What did you like about this episode, Candace?
Okay, I have some Stottlemyre action, right? We don't see Stottlemyre or Natalie very much in this episode, but we do get to see Stottlemyre in the beginning where he is actually really sweet to Randy, and he tries to get him to stay, and he basically says, he actually really he calls him son. I don't know if you caught that, but he's like, look, son, you've spent 20 years of your life dedicated to this, and 10 years, as a great police officer, don't go. And then he leaves. So I was like, oh, that's really sweet. And then, of course, when Randy comes back, Stottlemyre, he wants to tell him something, and then Randy says, I missed you too. Yeah. And so that's basically the only Stottlemyre action we get in the whole episode. But he got some great lines for being in for a very short amount of time. Yeah.
The piggies are cute. Nadine.
You gotta say it with a hick accent. Remember all those times you thought Stottlemyre talked like that? This is where you channel that.
This is my episode, guys.
Nadine.
She's so cute.
She is cute.
And he's like in love with Nadine. It's so cute.
know.
Kind of weird though, but
I was gonna say yeah, but then Belmont is like, "When are you gonna marry that pig?" And he's like, "She's a pig." He's like, "It was just a joke."
She's a pig.
Like, if you took it too seriously, then you probably love your pig. I don't know. That's just me. Monk, whenever he realizes that he's gonna have to go to the farm, and he's like, "I can't. Nope. See, look, Natalie can't come." She's like, "Oh no, we'll put him on the bus." And he's like, "A bus to a farm? a bus? A bus to a farm? A bus to a farm? No, a bus to a farm."
Everything's going wrong. Randy's on the phone with Monk, and he's like, "Monk, please, I really need you to come down here. And I'm really confused, and I don't know if he's dead, and if it was a murder, and I'm so confused. Which, unless I'm wrong, which I probably am."
Yeah, that was so sad.
Yeah.
I put that on my dislikes. So
It's funny though.
it is funny. So Randy screws up, right? To play off that, Randy screws up in the beginning, which is like, "Oh gosh, Randy, how could you?" And then whenever Monk is like, "Oh yeah, I agree. You know that pig was probably drugged. So where is it? Where can we find it?" And Randy says, "We ate it."
Oh yeah.
Like, you ate the pig. And he's like,
Randy ate the pig.
"We ate the pig. This is why I can't be a cop. What kind of a cop eats crucial evidence?"
Randy ate the pig. Randy's gains his confidence back.
Yeah.
Proves to himself, Monk kind of proves to himself that he's a good detective. But
yeah, I will say I did like that. Okay, I didn't really like that Monk planted the idea in his head. Like, it was a sweet idea, but then also it's like, why would you want to give somebody false confidence and then be like, "Yeah, I'm so smart and I'm going to go back to work." Like, what if he hadn't come up with that clue at the end about the fingerprints? Then Monk would have just been like, "Yeah, I'm just going to keep that a secret." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, so I didn't like that in the sense of like, dude, what if this doesn't pan out? Yeah. But I do like it in the sense that he lets him do that and it gives him confidence to find that last clue. Yeah. So I did like it.
Monk's wife because Monk's wife, we've seen her in other episodes. Is this the first one we've reviewed that she's in? I think because we haven't talked about her on the show, have we?
I want to say she's in the airplane, so that wasn't us. And then the other one she's in is Mr. Monk and the Kid, which is the season finale of season 3. So no, we have not talked about it because you weren't on that episode either. Yeah. Interesting. I did feel
What's her name?
Her name is Brooke Adams.
Brooke Adams. Okay. So I like how she hits on Monk in this episode.
I put Sheriff McFlirty. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think that I have watched this episode knowing that was his wife. Like, I knew, really? Yeah, because, I mean, you know, if you don't know, like, us watching it, like, rewatching it again for the show, I didn't realize that Monk's brother was on 2 of the episodes. And so, but back then, I kind of knew, like, oh, his wife is in a few episodes, that's cool. Mm-hmm. And if you told me, like, oh, she was a sheriff in the farm, like, oh, that's cool. But I don't think I've watched it since that kind of information has sunk in, like, that is his wife. Because their flirting is, like, a very cute and funny part of this episode. And that I don't remember, like, feeling that way.
She flirts with him in the airplane, doesn't she?
No, in the airplane, he's, like, a really bad passenger. And so, remember, there's a guy who's, like, her co-flight attendant. And he's like, oh, do you want me to help you out? And she's like, no, I've been a flight attendant for 20 years, and I've never found a passenger I can't handle or something. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, she starts drinking again. He's like, I thought you quit. And she's like, not anymore. So, no. This is definitely the first time we've got to see them interact like this and flirt, and it's so cute. They're square dancing. I know. I love Monk's just, like, obviously, like, his awkward, but he's, like, his hands on his hips, and he's going around, sticks his arm in the air, and swings his partner around, and it's so cute. It's so worth watching it again. So cute.
Mosquito hits Randy in the face after they've, like, planted the information, or tried to plant the information in Randy's brain, And they're like, is he thinking of anything? Is he thinking of anything? And then he, like, hits his head super quickly as if he, like, thought of something. Genius. But he turns around and goes, just a mosquito.
That was funny. I do have some more notes about the sheriff whenever she asks him to dance. And he's like, oh, I can't. I'm married or something. And she's like, where's your wife? And he's like, she's dead. And it's funny because that's obviously his wife. And so I'm sure that was scripted completely like that on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, where's your wife? She's dead. And she's like, oh, sorry for you, but also kind of don't care because you came to dance. And then they start dancing. So I thought that was funny.
That's all I have for likes.
Oh, really? Okay, so then at the end, remember when she says bye to him? And also she winks at him at the beginning. It's really cute. And Monk's like, is she winking? Is she winking at me?
Yeah.
And then at the end, when they kind of do the summation, she goes to say goodbye to him. And she's like, pop, and spanks him on the butt.
Yeah.
He's like, what the?
She totally did. That caught both of us off guard.
That was so cute.
That was really cute.
Also, I like whenever the old man is... Monk is having his high... like situation where he's handcuffed to the tractor, and the old man's just like watching him like, are you sure you're high? Are you okay? Are you sure you don't just want to come in and eat some apple pie? And he's like, apple pie, it's the munchies, it's kicking in. And the guy's like, okay. And he's like, please just don't unlock me. Whatever I do, whatever I say, please, for the love of God, don't unlock me. And he's like,
that's good.
And then Monk's like, wait, it's the sprinklers. And he's like, can you unlock me? And the guy's like, okay. And then they go inside, and he's like, what kind of a man are you? Because a second ago, you were a little schoolgirl crying attached to a tractor, and now you're this big detective putting together clues. And Monk is like, I'd like to think a man is made up of many different... And he cuts him off, and he's like, I think it's the schoolgirl. Oh, that was funny. And then, of course, you have Senor Monk, who...
Oh, yeah. There's, like, a whole scene in there where they just speak Spanish. I was like...
I know, and I was like, there's no captions on this.
Yeah.
I had it with the regular captions on, but I didn't understand what they were saying. But anyway, so I like how the guy... I did get the pantalones part, where he's like, something, sus pantalones? And he was like, sí, because he just keeps saying, sí, 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 sí. Yeah. And the guy's like, you just said you have a squirrel in your pants. Oh, that was funny. And then my last thing is Randy and Monk tag team. When have we gotten that before?
Never.
I don't remember. The only thing, it gave me a little hint of the Mr. Monk Gets Married episode. But that is Sharona and Monk tag team. Randy's just in it for his personal reason of his mother, but not them working together. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Can you start off with dislikes? Because you probably have more, so I want you to...
Okay, so I put poor Randy. He quits again.
Great.
Is that your first one? Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, let's go. Noah, what did you dislike about this episode?
Well, poor Randy, you know? He quit the force. Everything's not going well for him. I feel so bad for him.
So yeah, he does quit again, though. Because we saw him quit in the dentist, which is probably why I was surprised in the dentist that's when they had the Randy Disher project, because I was like, this is when he quits?
Yeah.
So these are kind of like under the radar episodes to me, which is funny because they're really good Randy episodes, and Randy is really good in them and funny and stuff. So it's kind of surprising that these are more like under the radar ones. And then I also put in my dislikes, unless I'm wrong, which I probably am. Sad.
Go do another one.
Well, the fact that he busts into that hotel room is really sad. And then he like turns it around, which that was another joke from another episode. Remember when him and Stottlemyre are in that restaurant and they're trying to find the bad guy, and Randy's like, oh, it's table 6. Like, oh, it's table 9. I'm so sorry. And he's like, dang it, Randy, because he gives the man the tie, and then he gives gives him the tie back, and they ask for his tie back, and he's like, I've lost a lot of credibility. And Randy's like, I don't think so. So it's the same kind of joke or whatever, they flip the paper around. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it was just sad in general.
Yeah. Okay. This is a minor little Noah picky thing, but I think as cute as it was, I think the cop shouldn't have been Tony's wife. No hate before everyone starts attacking me with their pitchforks. No hate. It's just that we know that she's always like a cameo guest. So I mean, it could have been fun if they let us play around in our mind like she might stay. But I mean, it's his wife, and we've seen her be in one episode at a time for like 3 different episodes. So
I do get that. However, I will say that I know now the difference of me watching it knowing that that's his wife and not is so much better with it being his wife, because if you think about if that was a different woman who was flirting with him, mm-hmm. you'd be like, what is up with that creepy sheriff? She's handsy and weird, where it would be like, that's not appropriate, or
Yeah.
So like the fact that we know that it's his wife is like so funny because she's like spanking him and winking at him, so you're like, and they make the wife joke about her being dead.
That's true.
So they would have to, I think if it was a different character, it would have to not be funny at all. They'd have to just have a different female sheriff.
Yeah.
Because if it was her flirting, it would just be like, that lady's weird.
I mean, I bet half the people watching and listening to this maybe don't know.
Yeah, maybe. That's true. Yeah.
So if you didn't know, then give us your feedback, I guess.
Yeah, let us know and be like, oh, wow, yeah, that does change things.
She was funny, she wasn't funny.
Yeah, because to me, if it's not his wife, it makes me think of Mr. Monk Bumps His Head, Laurie Metcalf.
But she's funny.
Well, she is, but she's also a super creeper. But the fact that you know that it's his wife, you think it's more funny than like, oh, she's funny and creepy. Mm-hmm. Like, she wasn't really creepy at all because, it's Brooke Adams. So, yeah. My next one is Nadine is dead.
Oh, yeah.
She's just
I forgot to write that.
Dead in the road.
She was one of my likes, and she's just...
And then they ate her, which is kind of another thing.
Yeah.
But...
Really,
but the fact that she died because that guy was just a jerk. Like, that guy was never going to kill that pig and eat it. Like, that's sad.
Really, Randy? You had to eat the pig. You had to eat the pig. He's the one who thought it was fishy.
Yeah.
So why would he eat the...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They must have ate it, like, the next day or something. Like, yeah. I don't know. That's a really good point. Almost a plot hole. I actually really didn't like this. Does Randy, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I was writing when he was talking, but does he not say that his family is, like, full of loser farmers?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, well, I'm just going to be a loser farmer.
Good thing it ends with me, because I have no kids.
I was like, okay, you can say that about yourself, but you think farmers are losers or your families? I didn't get that.
That's rude.
I didn't get that. Like, they didn't explain it well enough why his family would be losers just based on the fact that they're farmers.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They could have been like, this farm never makes any money, or add something like that in there.
But it's just...
But he
feels down, so...
Do you have any more?
I do. I have one more.
Okay, me too.
So Monk is a schoolgirl. I don't like that. As funny as it is, it's sad.
It is. That the guy calls him a schoolgirl?
Yeah.
Okay. And my last one is, this guy, Randy comes up with this whole summation and everything, and then this guy is like, you don't have any proof of that, and gets like 2 inches from his face. That was like...
way too aggressive.
Yeah, that was way too aggressive.
With the sheriff next to him.
The sheriff's just like, he's right.
Yeah.
Like, but he's also kind of saying that he did it by yelling in his face that he has no proof.
Those types of characters, Candyce. It's those types of characters.
I know.
He's the guy. Okay. I'm sure me and you have the same he's the guy, but in case we don't, Brooke Adams... Shalhoub. That's mine.
Yeah, I don't know. She doesn't actually use the name Shalhoub, but
really,
because she's an actress.
Oh, that's cute.
So obviously she's acting in this, but she's an actress. But I don't really know what the deal with that is. Like, if it's just because celebrities like to do that. Like, oh, people know me as Brooke Adams, so I'm not going to change my name or whatever. I don't know. I wonder how long they've been married. It's got to be 20-something years. I know they have, like, older children and stuff like that. So, yeah. And we know that they recently had coronavirus, which is so sad. So we're so glad that they're okay. Also, I know that, because I follow Brooke Adams on Instagram, of course. She is an artist. So she paints.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
So they have, and I want to say, I'm not 100% sure because I don't know, like, all of her artwork, but in Mr. Monk Shelters in Place, they have, like, artwork up, in their home. And I would assume that some of those were hers. They looked like hers, her paintings, so.
So does she post, like, on her Instagram?
Mm-hmm. She posts
the
her.
paintings?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, that is so cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monk's wifey, she's and
I love her name. She had fun playing Sheriff Butterfield. It's cute.
I wonder if they let her choose her name.
Like Natalie gets to choose.
Yeah.
She's like, well, we already know that you're going to be opposite your husband, so what name do you want? Sheriff Butterfield. I like it. Rolls right off the tongue. I thought I knew who the old man was, but he didn't really have that many credits, so I don't think I did. But he was in a few things that I had seen, but I was like, I don't remember him. But just random fact, like random note, I guess, they credited him as old man when his wife in the episode legit says his entire name. Because whenever he busts into the hotel room, he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's like, I thought you were somebody else. And the wife says, his name is Bernard Garrison and he's a retired lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, not retired anymore. So I'm like, he had a first and a last name and he got credited as old man? I thought that was...
he got credited as old man.
I thought that was kind of harsh a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, my last person is Jimmy Belmont. And he is played by Ricardo Chivara.
Okay.
And he was in 24. And JAG said 2001 to 2003. So I don't know if that means that he was in 2 different episodes or if he played it that long. I just wrote it down because it seemed significant. He was on George Lopez. But I actually remember him from Jane the Virgin. And he played Bruce, which was, I think it was like season 3 for those who've seen it. Season 3, he was a lawyer and he had an affair with Zomata. And like back in the day, and then they start dating again and kind of like rekindle that spark. But I recognized him from that. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Jane the Virgin, got him. So that's actually all I have for He's the Guy, because I really didn't have anybody besides Brooke Adams and him.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah. Junk time.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to My Favorite Time and Yours on the show, where I eat junk and Kandyce ask me questions. Woo.
Okay, cereal time.
Cereal.
Okay, not gonna lie. This made me, this sounds really random, but I felt like the guy at the very beginning where he's like petting the pig and he's like so happy. And this made me just like really want to talk about farm animals. And like I even like the scene where they like have the close up on the cow and like shows its eyes. And I'm like, the cow's so cute. So my first question, kind of random, but if you were a farmer, name your top 3 animals that you would want to have on your farm.
Okay, Longhorn. Because I've been to a Longhorn farm and it is very cool and very profitable as well. Yeah.
Fancy.
And I'm going to eat a Longhorn in like a month, I think.
That's actually really cool.
I think I've talked about it on the show before. But yeah.
Oh, I think you said, was that when you went like camping and fishing or something like that? Yeah.
Because it's just huge. So all you have to do is just avoid the Longhorns and you have like the nature to yourself. It's awesome. And then... let's see. What are some cute animals? Pigs. But they're so smelly.
They are very smelly.
Cute animals? I have no idea.
Okay, I'll say mine while you think. So my number 1 would be llamas. Or alpacas. Cute. Even though they spit and it's kind of like, ooh, that's kind of scary. But they're so cute. Every time I see a llama in a field, I'm like, llama, 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 llama. It's so cute.
Those are cute. Okay, wait. See, are there other boundaries on what I can put? Because I just searched up cute animals.
Oh gosh.
In Kandyce.
This is not a zoo.
I cannot
disclaimer.
I cannot do this without a hedgehog.
That is not a farming animal though. You can't farm.
The longhorns and the hedgehogs are just chilling together, Kandyce. It's fine.
Okay, number 2, I actually do really love pigs, but like you said, they're really smelly and really dirty. So, oh my gosh.
It's a little baby goat. He's so cute.
Okay, wait, no, goats. I don't like goats. I thought you were doing sheep.
It's a sheep.
Okay, I like
a
sheep.
little lamb.
A lamb, thank you.
He's so cute.
Yes, lambs.
Look at that.
I love lamb.
They're
So,
so cute.
I stand corrected. I'll do llamas. Oh, actually, I never said my second one. So I'll do llamas and I'll do lambs. And then my second one was going to be cows because I like cows and they're like big animals like that. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I would have fresh milk. See, chickens are so
but here's
dirty
the thing about fresh
but
milk.
I would love to have fresh eggs.
Here's the thing about fresh milk. It's like nasty and,
it's not
warm
yeah,
and like
that's true.
Curdy. It's gross.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, because what are these llamas and these sheep actually going to do for me? I'm not sure. Like wool? I don't know. So maybe I'll just do chickens, like a small pen of chickens that only has like enough eggs that... I don't want like 1,000 chickens.
You could make a buck off of some wool.
Yeah, and then you don't have to kill the animals. I don't like things you have to kill to make money off of, because I'm going to be like, oh, it's Bessie and Tina, and and then I kill them, and then I'm like...
Bessie,
Tina. Exactly.
Okay, so here's my top 3. Ready? We got horses or ponies. Because I'm a petite boy. I need petite horses. So we got some ponies. And then get some lambs. Longhorn. Boom. Make the money off the longhorn. Be able to pay for all 3.
Yeah. And I would be willing to make my chicken coops big and have a bunch of chickens, I think. Because, again, I don't have to kill them. And also, I could just let the gate out and see what they lay eggs, and then... Okay, let's go to my next question. I think we've scored this down.
Wait.
Okay, we're going to my next question.
Okay, go ahead.
Which farm animal are you most afraid of?
Oh, longhorns. But they're just so profitable.
See, I'm scared of horses.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I've ridden horses before and nothing's ever happened, but for one, it's super bumpy, so it's like not even worth it. Mm-hmm. And then for 2, like,
they make it seem so graceful.
Well, I know. I don't know. There's something about, like, it's almost like, you know how you can't stand behind a donkey because they'll kick you? Uh-huh. Well, horses will kick you too, except for they're like twice the size of donkeys, and they run. They can like crush you, and they're super fast. Where like a cow can crush you, but it's more like a cow would probably step on you. Like, it's not a bull. It's just a cow. Maybe can I outrun a cow? Maybe. Okay, can I outrun a horse? Definitely not. Outrun a horse.
Here's the thing. I went to a longhorn farm firsthand. There's like 50 to 60 longhorns out there. They are terrifying. So
yeah.
They killed.
No, like, I can see that. Well, like, I would say bull but are bulls farm animals? They have to be, right? Because where else do you get a bull from? You don't get it from the city. I mean, those city bulls.
I don't really think. Yeah, no, we saw a bull.
You know what's a scary farm animal?
What?
Emus. They're like ostriches,
but
and
like
they
aggressive?
will chase you, and like they take their long necks and like. I've been bit by an ostrich. Were you there when I got bit by the ostrich? We went to the state fair, and this huge crowd saw me get bitten by an ostrich. It got like crazy aggressive with my hand, and I put the food out, and it, instead of grabbing the food out of my hand, it just went whoops and clamped my whole hand down.
You told me about that. You've told me about that. And I was like,
okay.
That's terrible.
Like, I didn't jump back though. Like, I wasn't like, I was just like, it bit me, and everyone was like, oh. Like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Just thought my hand was the food. I don't know. Or psycho. I'm changing my answer. Even though that wasn't ostrich, though.
Kandyce.
Emus are... Okay, here's the thing.
No.
Longhorns are scary.
Listen to me.
Horses are scary. Emus are scary. Roosters are scary. Giant
I'm gonna look
hogs are scary.
a video of a longhorn killing someone on camera. Just
Okay, well, this is going far.
Longhorn.
All right, I think we've talked long enough.
Kandyce,
Basically, I'm afraid of farm animals.
Wait, here's the thing. You have to come with us next time because it is so scary. Just something to think about.
All right, well, you're sticking with longhorns, and I have a first way tie between horses, emus, and roosters.
Wow. Okay. Longhorns are gonna kill all of them. Oh my gosh. Just next question or whatever the thing is.
All right, so that was my last question, but I have a little fan shout out. We've talked about this before, but you guys, every month we give away a mystery monk box that has lots of fun stuff in it.
We do.
And this past month we had our first winner from Facebook.
Yes.
Right? Because I usually do it on Instagram, and I do both. So you can basically qualify either way. If you follow us on Instagram or if you follow us on Facebook, you basically just have to like all the posts from that month that it is, right? And sometimes I'll add like a different criteria, like, oh, also share this video.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just have it where you just like the photos. And if you like us on Instagram, like I said, or Facebook, and you do all those things, then you're entered, and it's super easy. Mm-hmm. Now, if you have Instagram and Facebook, you can enter twice. Because if you like all of our posts on both platforms, then I see that, and you'll just be entered twice to win. So I was just going to give a shout out to our first Facebook winner, which was Carrie Vandegrift Tyndall. So yeah, I just, I usually we have, I think we've had Scrunchy Gal, we've had Lindsay Chambers, we've had Chi, and those have all been from Instagram. Mm-hmm. But this month I added, because we have our Monkers group, right? Yes. And so she is one of our big fans on the Monkers group, and she likes our posts, and she shared our video, and so she won that one. And it was a pretty good box. We obviously do it to promote our show, but also we like for you guys to participate for yourselves because we like to, get the nice messages that you send, like, oh, I love my monk box and all that. So it's fun for us. It's fun for you. So yeah, just follow us on Instagram or Facebook, and you can be entered to win the mystery monk box for whatever month you're listening to this in right now.
Yeah.
All right, junk time's done.
Plot holes. Okay, Kandyce, I have 2 plot holes today.
Okay, nice. Let me go first because I don't think you'll have this one. Okay, this is a callback from season 3 from Mr. Monk Gets Cabin Fever. And if you will remember, that was actually a pretty Randy-centric episode, right?
Yeah.
But if you remember, Randy, this whole plot, right, is Monk is in the cabin. And have you seen this episode?
No.
Okay, so kind of spoiling it, but it's important.
Okay.
It's important. So Randy basically gets these fortune cookies that are staged for him.
Okay.
And he's pulling out these fortune cookies, and one of them says, your uncle will give you money. And Randy says, well, I don't have an uncle, so that can't be right. Okay. And then later he gets a check from the government, which is Uncle Sam. Mm-hmm. And so they play it off like, oh, the government sent you money, you're Uncle Sam. But my point is that he flat out says he does not have an uncle. In this episode, he has an uncle who dies and gives him a farm. It's a pretty well-known plot hole, like among the monk people. But just in case you forgot or were not aware, like Noah, that's a huge plot hole. Randy does have an uncle. Or does he? He doesn't know.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I guess if it was backwards, then he's like, no, I had an uncle and he already gave me a farm. So he's not going to give me any more money because he's dead.
Okay, so the Belmont dude could have faked that other guy's death way easier. Why did he have to make the car running? For the lights to go out or something?
Oh, yeah, I guess that would be the only reason. Because he could have just made him shoot himself. He didn't have to run the car through the... But they also had the salt licks. So the salt licks...
The salt licks completely gave him away.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess he had to have witnesses that he was there at the time. So how would he have gotten the music to stop? Okay, he could have got the music to stop another way and had to have nothing to do with salt licks.
Also...
He could have just crashed the truck.
Also, was that a gunshot? He did not have to do that because you can't hear a gunshot from there. So, obviously, you would just pretend like you're having a time like everyone else instead of being the one sketch guy who actually heard it while no one else did.
Yeah, I get, that's what I was saying. He did that to point out that he was there, but him being there was more sketch than him not being there. Mm-hmm. Because everyone's like, oh yeah, that's weird. He never comes to dances, which totally made him stand out like a sore thumb. So the fact that he heard it to have an alibi
he could have way had an alibi.
Stupid.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm here with a girl. Easy as that. Like,
yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, this is how convenient. How convenient is it that Randy screws up really big, and his uncle dies and gives him a farm at the same time?
Oh yeah,
it's like, what if, I don't know. I guess they had to give him more incentive to leave than just, oh, my uncle gave me a farm. See ya. Mm-hmm. But he also could have, it could have had nothing to do with him quitting the force, and he could have just gone there, like, on the weekend or something, you know? Like, oh, Captain, I'm going to take a couple weeks off because my uncle died, unfortunately, and I have to go up there, and he gave me his farm. So I just have to see what's going on, you know, as far as what I need to do to have this farm, you know, whatever, anything like that. But they had to throw in that Randy's dumb, he messed up, and he quits.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that.
Go ahead, go for another one.
Okay. All right, so my next plot hole is actually from Facebook. So this is from Leah. She says, you can add another plot hole to your list. The fact that Adrian doesn't speak very good English when he visits the farm. In the episode Mr. Monk and Little Monk, there's a scene where we see Monk carrying a Spanish textbook, which means that he studied Spanish in school. So with his memory, how would he not be fluent in Spanish?
That's good. That's actually really good.
So do you have any... I have a small rebuttal for it, but do you have anything?
No.
No? Okay, well, mine also I have taken high school Spanish, so you don't... I had a great teacher, but you don't really learn how to speak Spanish, like, conversationally. They teach you a lot of vocabulary, and they teach you a lot of, like, conjugating, but as far as, like, actually putting things into practical use, and also... And not even practical use, because I don't want to diss my Spanish teacher. I actually love my Spanish teacher. Mm-hmm. But it's more of, like, how are you? How are you doing? Mm-hmm. Right? ¿Cómo está usted? That's the proper way to say it. So you learn those things, but you don't learn how to speak all of these sentences, and especially how fast those people were talking, and the guy's just walking up to him, and he's nervous, and so it's like all of these things.
Like, he could have read the entire textbook, but still not have
understood it. That's true, but my point is that in Spanish class, you don't read the entire textbook. Yeah. So if he never read the entire textbook, then he wouldn't remember how to speak Spanish. Yeah. Because he never actually learned how to speak Spanish. So that's kind of my thing with it. But I did think it was interesting, so I wanted to give Leah a little shout out there, and thanks for your suggestion.
This is my plotty for this episode. There is no way the whole talking while you're asleep trying to hypnotize you works. That doesn't work. I looked it up. Short answer, no. Longer answer, despite popular confusion, sleep and trance are not the same thing. For hypnosis to have an effect, the mind must be awake enough to be responsive to the external stimulus. So you have to be awake.
Interesting.
Doesn't work.
Okay. I did have that. I said, do we believe this hypnotizing tape works? Yeah. I would think that it could work in a very small way. I would say, like, I know people go to sleep with, like, healing music or peaceful music, and I do believe that is better for your soul and better for your mind, right? Like, obviously, there's studies that say, like, give your babies classical music and they'll be smarter, right? So that's a thing. So we do know that there's something to the things that you listen to that will change your personality, your mood, or whatever. As far as telling someone an idea like that and then having them understand it and regurgitate it back in that way.
You can, like, make someone feel a different way, but not make them have their own epiphanies.
Like that. Like a well thought out plan like that, I would say no. Yeah.
Music is not only able to affect your mood, but it can even change the way you perceive the world. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, which is kind of, I said personality, but probably, not like personality, but kind of, because if you change the way you perceive the world, then you're your actions will be different.
Yeah.
Kind of change. So, my last thing is super small and random, but when Randy comes back and comes to get his badge, and he's like, "Oh, can I have my badge back?" And Stottlemyre, instead of saying like he never turned in his resignation, because it's just been a few days, so instead of saying something like that, he says, "Oh, I never even turned it in to the chief. He had meningitis." Like, really?
Yeah.
How convenient. The chief had meningitis right when Randy quits the force. I don't know. I was like, that's random. I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I thought that was a pretty good plot holes.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. Good job, Noah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
How crazy was Monk this episode? Plus crazy moments. Okay, we're starting off with... Why do we say plus crazy moments when we start off with crazy moments?
Well, because it's how crazy was Monk this episode, because we're giving you a rating, but we're also plus crazy moments.
Okay, so out of 10 reefers.
Okay, mine's similar.
The marijuanas.
Mine's very similar, but wait for it. Hold on to your britches, okay? 10 fields of reefer, ditchweed, boo, old Alibaba, magic dragon, bumbalachi, yellow submarine, black bart, Dr. Giggles, Kentucky blue, railroad weed, the devil's parsley, skunk, splim, splam, mooster, and side salad.
He's like, side salad? No way, you got all of them.
So I did shorten it, however, to
That's magical.
10 fields of reefer.
Wow, I like it. So crazy moments.
Okay.
Shall we? Monk hates the earth.
Oh, in the first scene.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I hate the earth.
How many do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have almost as much as I do.
Wow.
That's crazy. Okay. I have...
Look at me.
I don't want to steal yours, but here we go. Bus to the farm.
Bus to the farm, okay.
Bus to the farm, okay.
Monk is sorry he wasn't able to meet the pig.
I put Monk goes vegan.
Did she wink at me?
Oh, did she wink at me? He shrugs off Spanish.
He feeds the chickens 100 seeds exactly.
Yep. I just put C.
And it's the munchies. It's the munchies.
Yes, and he chains himself to the tractor and the entire thing. So, yep, that's it. We totally tag team that. You got all of them that I got.
So out of 10 reefers, for me, it is here, I'll change mine. I'll do out of 10 side salads.
Okay.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Let's see. What's my favorite one? They're all good. I like old Alibaba, the devil's parsley, splim splam.
Splim splam and skunk or whatever.
Mooster. I don't know. I think I like the devil's parsley, but I don't know if that... I'll just do fields of reefer. I'm good, but they're really
blue.
Funny. Bumbalachi.
Bumbalachi.
I don't even know. I've never heard of any of these
things.
When
did they come up with this?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Bumbalachi.
I could do this all day. Okay, so out of 10 fields of reefer, I actually gave him 4. Because I was proud of him for going to the farm. And so the fact that he didn't well, Natalie was trying to get him out of there, but he didn't really put up a fight too much. Mm-hmm. And we barely had any crazy moments. The absolute craziest thing by far that he did was name all of those.
Yeah.
But that was even before he was high, which is really funny. Like, okay, sorry, this is a plot hole, but how does he not know anything, but he knows 50 names for this? But I'm sorry, that is kind of another plot hole. But yeah, I just gave him 4 because he does all of that, and then also he chains himself to the tractor and starts that scene is long. He's screaming, like he's like tortured that he's about to get high.
Yeah. And
yeah, so
it's crazy.
That was pretty crazy, but I still gave him 4 just for the lack of moments. Mm-hmm. We only had 5 or 6.
I gave him a 7. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm just like Monk. Just saying.
Just like Monk.
Rate this episode. Okay. Kandyce, I am going to rate this episode a... Drum roll, please. 6 out of 10.
Okay. I actually quite enjoyed this one. It was a pretty average Monk episode with the exception of missing Natalie and Stottlemyre. However, I was entertained, and Brooke Adams was a delightful addition to watching this another time around. So I'm going to go with a 10.725.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
I think it was average, but to me, just a little bit better than average. I really do think Brooke Adams gave it a lot of points for me. Watching it in the second light, where I was literally just watching it again from like this sweet, flirty place from the two of them, it gave me a lot of brownie points for it. So I gave it a little bump above my average, because my average score is like a 7. So
7.25.
My average isn't a 5; it's like a 7. So 7.25. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. But yeah,
interesting.
I think that's it for this one.
That's everything.
You know what we didn't do? We didn't give Little Monk his cowboy hat for Mr. Monk Goes to the Farm.
Oh no! I'm willing to redo that entire episode. Just with Little Monk with the cowboy hat on there. I don't even know where the cowboy hat is.
I did post him on Facebook, and
with this cowboy hat?
I got a lot of likes on it.
He's so cute.
He's really cute.
So that's all we have for today.
That is all. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for being super fans.
Of course. What kind of
regular
episode,
fans?
What kind of episode would it be if I didn't give my fans
Semi-fans.
a little?
I thought they were supposed to give you... Oh, I have a good one. This is not going to be a thing, but I would like to contribute.
Okay.
Oh, but we got to sign off, though.
What?
And you got to let... You got to do it, and then you can kiss at the end, because I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Give Nadine a kiss.
Give Nadine a kiss. Love you. See ya.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Junk Monk Podcast. We'd love to hear from you, so please give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, follow us at Junk Monk Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
If you want to know more about Kandyce, she's at Hardens and Hardhats on Instagram. And if you want to know more about me, Noah L., subscribe to my vlog, Noah Hernandez, on YouTube. Also, you can leave us a voicemail at 323-366-0477 with your questions, comments, or just to show us some love.
Don't forget to catch up on Monk with Amazon Prime Video, and of course, subscribe to our show.
You'll thank me later.